For the final video in this lesson, let's take a look at machining out the text here. Now, since this is called stick font and not traditional Windows TrueType font, we're not going to be able to engrave these. However, we can run a contour toolpath right along the wireframe geometry here to essentially etch out the text for this part. So I'm going to go to my contour toolpath and I'm going to set my mode to wireframe, and I'm also going to set my chaining mode to 3D. And the reason is because I'm not really sure exactly how this text was created. However, by setting it to 3D, if there's any variations in the text here, I should be fine. So I'm going to window select the geometry, and then my start point will be right about here. And it is expected that we have a bunch of green and red arrows because we have a lot of open chains. And that's fine. We'll click OK and go right into our contour toolpath. So we see here we have 68 chains. Under the tool, I'm going to choose the engraving tool here. And we'll call this text engrave. Under the parameters, I'm going to change this back from 2D chamfer to 2D. And for my compensation type here, I'm going to turn this off because I don't want to go down one side of the letters. I want to go right down the middle of the letters. You'll also notice that we have a stock to leave on floors here. I could put in a negative value here, but I'm actually going to do that under the linking parameters when we get there. I'm not going to worry about depth cuts, but lead in, lead out, I will turn off because I don't want to arc in and arc off of my lines. I want to just cut the lines, and after I'm done cutting the lines, I want to retract. So no breakthrough and no multi-passes or tabs. Under linking parameters, I will go incremental, and I'm going to go minus 20 thousandths. And let's accept the defaults for everything else and see what we get. So as you can see, our toolpath looks good, but we do have a lot of extra retract motion. And this may take a long time to machine. And we can take a look here. The cutter is going in 20 thousandths, but all this motion is excessive. So let's go back into the parameters and adjust this. Let's change the top of stock to be set to this point right here, which of course is the top of our faced area. And so as you can see, top of stock is now minus 0.6 absolute. And for the feed plane, let's adjust this from 100 thousandths to 50 thousandths. Now let's click OK and regenerate the toolpath. You can see that our toolpath motion here is much more reasonable and efficient.